and welcome to my channel. Today I'm Tara with Pieces of Tara Artistry. Thank you for joining me. So this is the video from last week. It is part 1 of this video series. Now this is part 2 of the video series. So if you haven't seen part 1, go there first because it's going to explain a lot of things and you're going to see where we're at now. Now we are going to move on to part 2. As I showed you in the last video, my materials cracked and were pretty brittle. So I decided I would go into fix mode. So what I did is I kind of pushed all of the pieces that had chunked off aside, and I got my medium. It's a gel medium. It's a matte gel medium, and so this is just the Liquitex Basics. And I decided I would go ahead and just try and glue these pieces back onto the canvas. And what's nice about this matte gel medium is it's going to dry totally clear, so you're not going to see the white from the gel medium, but all of these pieces will be glued back onto the canvas. It's just not going to look like it did before, but it's going to have a little bit more of like a rocky texture. Sorry about so much of the camera movement here. I was using one hand to film and one hand to work. I was doing this actually on a drying table. I was excited to see what it was going to look like when I came down the next day after I had let it dry, and this happened and I was so disappointed, and I didn't even move it from my drying table. I just tried to go into fix mode and how can I work this out. So I did it all on my drying table and I didn't have my camera set up, so I really apologize for how shaky this part of the video is. But at least you guys get the point. You guys see what I ended up doing to try and fix this up. And to be honest, this one, after this dried, it sat in my studio for a few weeks because I just wasn't exactly sure what I was going to do with it. It did need a little bit of tweaking, and I just didn't really have the time to really focus on it. So it did sit for a bit in my studio, but I'm glad it did because I had a chance to stare at it for a while. And I think that the day that I picked it up to play around with it, it was perfect timing because I really think that it worked out really well. So I am going to let you guys watch this part and I will pop back in a minute. Okay, so here it is after it has dried. You can see that it dried really well. And now I am going in and I'm using some different products. Mostly I'm using the High Flow in the titanium white and the Titan buff. But you can see I grabbed out the fluid paints. They are a little bit thicker and they have a little bit better coverage than the High Flows, so I will use that in certain areas if I want to have like a little heavier coverage. And you just see I'm blending, I'm using my brush and my water to blend those colors together. And I really like how that looks when you blend, put the white High Flow in the texture areas and then spray water on it. Kind of gets in those cracks. And then I use my paper towel to kind of blot up in areas where I want to remove that paint. So I'm going to let you guys watch here for a while. And this is basically just a lot of playing, blending. I'll work my way around the canvas, kind of blending in some of those edges of where that turquoise bled out. And then I ended up wanting more texture. but I didn't want to have to wait a long time for it to dry. So I got my baking soda out and my tube paint, this is just the titanium or Titan Buff from Amsterdam. And I am just adding in a few scoops of the baking soda, and then I'll put in a little bit of this tube paint. And it is kind of important you use a tube paint in this process, because if you use a fluid paint, it's not enough fluid to make a paste. It makes a really, really tough paste, and it doesn't bind together well. So you want that baking soda to be bound together with the paint. I just chose this Titan Buff because it's a similar color, but you can see it's kind of just a thicker paste. And now I'm just going to start adding it to my canvas in areas where I want a little bit more texture. So I'll let you watch this process. Okay, so I got all this texture pretty much down, and then I set the piece aside and I let it dry for about an hour. And then I came back to it, and now I'm going to start using my paints, these fluid paints and the high flow paints, to start blending the colors and bringing in some depth in that texture. Kind of blending it, because right now it looks pretty crazy, and it will look a little crazy. And then now I'm doing a little bit of a wash here now, trying to bring in that turquoise, phthalo turquoise from Tri Art. You can see I just added some water, and now I'm just kind of throwing a little bit of a wash over top areas and bringing that color back in a little bit. So this technique is something that I'm going to be teaching at some upcoming events. I have 3 events coming up in 2026. I have a joint Patreon event with Kathleen Osmore from Cause Creations. We are joining forces in Wilmington, North Carolina. This is an exclusive event for our paid Patreons. So if you are interested in joining that, go head over to the Patreon, my Patreon page. There is info on my Patreon page about the event. You just have to become a paid member to be able to participate in the event. But there are a couple of spots still available in that event, so go check that out if you're interested. I will be at the Fluid Art Experience April 16th through the 19th of next year. I'll be teaching 8 classes there over 4 days, so go check out fluidartexperience.com for that information. And then I will also be in Deer Lake, Washington at the Deer Lake Retreat that is put on by Billy from Fluid Art Co. So I will be teaching there. It will be my retreat. That is September 11th through the 14th. So if you're interested in any of those events, more information is in the description box below. So yeah, you guys can go and check that out if you're interested in any of that. So I'm just going to continue blending here and working on this piece. I am going to let you guys again watch, and if I have something to say, I will pop back in and let you know. But yeah, I'm just really having a good time, just kind of playing and not being too precious with anything. And if I don't like something, I go over it and change it. So that's kind of my message on this one, is that when you're working with pieces like this, don't worry about being afraid to kind of start it. You can always change it and layer it and maybe overwork it, like I think I did on this one a little bit. But and to be honest with this one, I'm not sure I'm done with it. I keep looking at it and thinking, oh, maybe I should do this or maybe I should do that. I do like the final piece, but as I've been watching, I've been thinking, oh, maybe I should have stopped here. And then I'll watch a little longer and I'm like, oh no, I like that. I like that way I did that. And then I think, oh, maybe I should have stopped here. So I will probably be evaluating this piece for a while. It is hanging up in my studio and I see it every time I go in there. So who knows, maybe it will change a little bit more, but that's okay. Painting is never done, right? Isn't that the truth? So I am going to let you guys continue watching, and please, if you have any questions, please put them in the comments below, and I always appreciate your comments. I do read and answer every single comment, so please don't be hesitant to put a question in there or a comment, because I will definitely get back to you. So I'm going to let you guys watch. Thank you guys for sticking with me here. And I hope you guys like the final result. I'll pop back in here in a little bit. Here, I had a little piece fall off, so I'm using my matte gel to kind of glue that piece back on. Okay, so now I'm coming back in with this iridescent bronze fine by Golden, and I am going to just do some highlighting certain areas, give it that little bit of an iridescent look. Those rocks especially, they look really cool with the iridescent bronze kind of painted on them. And I am using the side of my brush very lightly to do this, and it's giving a really cool effect. So I will pop back in the final results, which is coming pretty soon. Okay, so here is the final result. I'm going to take you down so you can see all the texture, all the different looks of it. That new texture blended in really nicely with the old texture. So I was really happy about that. I like the way those rocks pieces look iridescent with that iridescent bronze on top of them. Really kind of just elevates the whole piece, which I really like the way it looks. So I am going to show you, I did do a little bit of tweaking after this on the wall now. I did bring in a little bit more highlights of that phthalo turquoise up. This piece looks like a bird to me in flight. So in this upper wing area, which, you know, I think it could be a lot of different things depending on which way you hang it, but I did add a little bit more of the highlighting there. And then that section there I might change a little bit. So I really am pleased with how this turned out. I am, at first, you know, I was so disappointed that the other piece did not turn out like I wanted it to, but I think that this is proof that a piece is not lost, even though it didn't go in the direction that you thought it would be. So let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks again, guys, for being here. Have a good one.